Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Gauranga, Haribo, Gauranga.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Tirobhava Mahotsava Ki Jai, His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami Maharaj Ki Jai, Gaura Bhakta Rinda Ki, Shri Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming. Now we will have Aarti from Maharaj and we will sing Gurv Astakam, and I will ask Gomohan to lead the Gurv Astakam prayers in the day tune. It's okay? Jetzt? And Sanjay, can you please do the Aarti? Then with your wife, Toshani, you would like to do the Aarti? Yeah? Really? Do it. You start and I finish. Do it together. You start. Okay, we will stand up for the Aarti. Gita, you play with Chaitanya, okay? Kannst doch sitzen. Du kannst doch am Harmonium. Super, du singst immer so super mit deinem Papa. Ist das ein Goranga?
Ja, sein persönliches Goranga. Wir haben ganz viel getanzt heute. So ist schön? Nein, okay. Dann auf die Schulter ist besser, ja? Auf die Schulter kann man besser gucken. Ja, ist okay. Ich kann noch irgendwas spielen. Ich halte von hinten. Samsaradava naradida loka Tanaya karunya kanaganatam Tasya kalyana gunarnavasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Guroshi Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditramadyan Manasoda Sena Romancha Kampa Shutaranga Bhajo Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Romancha Kampa Shutaranga Bhajo Vande Guroshi Romancha Kampa Shutaranga Bhajo Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Shutaranga Bhajo Shri Vigrahara Nityanana Shringara Tanmandira Marjanadho Jai Gurudev Yuktasya Bhaktam Saninunjatopi Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Chaturvidashi Bhagavat Prasada Swadana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangam Krite Vatriptin Bhajada Sadeva Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Shri Radhika Madhava Yoda Pada Madhurya Lila Gunarupa Namnam Pratikshana Sadhana Lolopasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Dana Lolopasya Nikunjayono Radikeli Sija Jayali Biyukti Raprekshani Jai Tatrati Daksha Dati Valavasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Shakshataritve Nastamasta Shasti Yukta Satava Vyaktaiva Sati Kintu Prabhuya Priyaiva Tasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasadat Nagati Kutopi Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi Jayam stovam stasya yashastri sandhyan mande guroshi charanara vindam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Shri Gurudev Ki. Bisschen singen? Aber wollen wir nicht irgendwas, haben wir Opferungen gemacht oder kommen wir schon zu spät? Können wir doch jetzt machen. Ja, sprechen. Ansonsten haben wir ja gar keine Zeit. Eigentlich nach der Opferung. Nach der Opferung Pushpanjali, aber währenddessen können wir ja was sprechen. Weil ansonsten haben wir ja gar keine Verherrlichung, oder? Weil nachmittags machen wir ja nichts. Schau mal, Charu da. Na, Gornitai dabei, guck mal. Nee, natürlich nicht, sein Gornitai.
Stimmt.
Everybody, we see him all the time eating.
Yeah, now we glorify him. I didn't thought about it. You do that.
Hare Krishna, as we can now sit down and maybe we can glorify His Holiness Kadamba Maharaj, and while he's eating. Nee, wir schauen doch immer zu beim Essen. Maybe you sit down, please, Sakli Boshun. Everybody can sit down. No, der Sprecher kann ja stehen. Ist immer komisch, wenn der Sprecher steht, dann bleiben alle stehen. Ja. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Kadamba Kanana Swami Niti Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Guru Das Jayadvaita Swami Niti Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pashadini Nevishesha Sunyavadi Paskata Didesha Tarine. Yeah, it's an amazing event that we can witness. Every time I think about it again, it's it's so amazing to have had such an exemplary passing of Maharaj that we can all strive for, we can all desire for. And he was not only a friend to us all, but he was, like a father, and very much caring. And I think for most, especially his disciples, but even this whole temple community, Maharaj always was very present, and he gave his attention, and he had a combination always of being very, very informal, but also being very deep at the same time. And just in the middle of it, he would just give his advice, his wisdom. And sometimes if you would not really understand him, you might then think, oh, he's just a very, very casual person, not like dealing very easily with everybody. But actually he had so much wisdom and so much to give to his disciples and to the community that we really need to understand. And over time I get to realize more and more what he has given us, especially his example, that he's such a perfect example to everything what he has done, what he has said. And it really touches my heart, and we hope that we can live up to his desire to be a good disciple, also to have the same balance of being strict but having a heart with Krishna, having a heart for the devotees, having a heart for everybody. And that was his main thing. He was very angry even when his disciples or others became too formal, just on rules and regulations. But he just wanted them to be happy, nice, authentic devotees. So I feel very blessed to be his disciple and be in your community, and we hope we can live up to his expectations. Hare Krishna. Kanana Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. Vanjakalpatarivascha kripasindevaccha badijanam pavanevya vaishnavevyo namo namaha. Kadamba Maharaj, I remember when I was a young brahmachari, I came from Hungary and had some kind of infection on my arm, and I had the big wrap around my arm. And Maharaj saw that, and immediately he came. What happened? What happened? What happened to you? So I could really always feel this, what Gormohan just said. He was like a very caring father, and he was always trying to make sure everybody was feeling well. And even for me, it was not something big. The way he reacted showed me how much care he had for me. And I remember when we were young brahmacharis in Berlin, one time, actually a few times, but one time specifically, he made a very long trip from South Africa to Berlin just for 3 days for Govardhan Puja. And we were a very small temple. We had just like maybe 5, 6 brahmacharis and a few devotees and a small community in a cellar in the middle of Berlin. You know, this was the temple in Berlin with small Gornitai deities. But he wanted to have an impact, so he went where he was most needed. And when Prithu Prabhu could not fulfill his duties anymore as a spiritual master, it was very clear that Kadamba Maharaj was going to, fill this gap, and he did it. He not only filled that gap, he expanded, in such a big way in Leipzig and Berlin. And when we were in Vrindavan last year for his Tirobhava, right after he passed away, there were so many devotees, talking about how he had put so much emphasis into Africa and South Africa and so many places, but everybody forgot that there were even smaller temples he went, namely Berlin, and he even had, energy and a heart for a very small temple, which was, insignificant in many ways, but he took care, and he was present, and he inspired by his kirtans, and he literally revived, a new wave of preaching and Sankirtan in Germany. So we feel always indebted to his kirtan, especially. I remember the last Sankirtan festival he was here. Today morning we heard in the lecture, Advaita was saying how Maharaj said that he really likes to see devotees dancing. And the last Sankirtan festival he was here, we could really feel how he was giving it all. He really wanted to make sure we danced like never before. So, yes, I hope one day we can meet him again. We are blessed enough to meet him again. Hare Krishna. Kanana Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. His Holiness Kanana Swami ki jai. So I had a very somehow I felt very blessed with the association of Maharaj. Although I was not his direct disciples, I always felt he cared for me, and he had a very special way to address me. Ram, Ram, he said. And I had a very special rasa with him. For the first time when I saw him, actually, I was still Bhakta. I was Puchari help already here, and it was for a festival. I think it was Nrsimha Chaturdasi or something. And Bhakta Bolko this time and myself, we were sitting here, just here where Chinmoy is sitting now. Here we're chanting Chapa before Mangalati. And I never saw Maharaj before, but I heard this lecture what he gave in Czech, because he was still very, very young sannyasi somehow. And these lectures, they were already, I thought, wow, he's really not boring. He's things out of the box, and he wanna, ISKCON become a different version or whatever, more inspiring. This was his whole mood from the beginning, where I knew him, kind of reforming, but still keeping to the standard, keeping to Prabhupada. So we were sitting here chanting Chapa, and we saw all the demigods, like the Swamis, coming in here, and Krishna Kshetra Swami, what I was already inspired of, he came in, and then came Kadamba Swami, and they both were standing here and talking to each other just before Mangalati. And then a fly came and landed on the foot of Kadamba Swami. And Bolko and myself, we were like looking. And then this fly flew up and flew directly on the head of Bhakta Bolko. So we were like, wow! So this was my the first impression what I had of Kadamba Swami. And then he had, for example, he had one of his first Vyasa Puja, very early Vyasa Puja he had here on the farm. Don't know when it was, must be maybe 2005 or something, 2004, 2005. That was when Pradyumna Mishra was his servant. And so the devotees, they cooked 108 preparations, put him in front of Maharaj, and Maharaj ate from each and every preparation. After that, he was for 2 days, he didn't eat anything, or just diet or something like. But he did it because he wanted to taste from all his disciples the offering. He took a spoonful or something. I mean, what a austerity. We want to please the spiritual master, but he is much more eager to please his disciples. So that was a great example. And being blessed to be in the Leipzig community, and Maharaj was so. I mean, I don't know. Probably many communities, they say this. Wow, Maharaj was. We were the favorite temple, but of course Leipzig was favorite temple. Because he could be, as Sabucha always says, that he could be himself, and he really kind of relaxed when he came to Leipzig. He was just part of us brahmacharis, and speaking to late at night, speaking about, like different topics of the ISKCON world, of the inner ISKCON world, and something like that. What we were standing in, wow, it was like our nighttime stories when he spoke to us just before we went to bed. And we had inspiring sadhana retreats with him, where we had him very, very closely. One time we were making. Were you in the sadhana retreats as well? Sometime, no. One time we went every day we went somewhere, some adventures in the fields somewhere. And one time we were sitting in the fields, and then we came home, and we all had ticks.
everywhere. Everybody had ticks, and even Maharaj and Twagatish had to pick out the pigs. How was it? Ticks from Maharaj, wherever he's sitting. So this was very. Oh, we had a 24. We had a 64 rounds a day, and this was very special. We just got up. We didn't make Mangalati. We just chanted, and we came very, became kind of 64 rounds in one room, and everybody became a little bit not bored, but a little bit relaxed with the chanting. And just as a last story, where he got his mercy, then devotees were walking, and there's one devotee, his name is Sharadwan, and when he's chanting, Sharadwan is always likely to fall asleep. And he was chanting, and I was sitting here, and I thought, okay, if I put my head now in front of Sharadwan, then he will step on my head. So I put this in a way that Sharadwan comes and kind of steps on my head, half asleep. But then suddenly, he was not even there. I felt from the back somebody was stepping on my head. And what was this? And then this foot went away, and I turned around and saw Maharaj walking away. And I went, wow, So, and just a few days before he left his body last year, I had a good fortune. What I didn't expect, but by the grace of Advaita Simha and other devotees said, you have to give this to Maharaj. I said some incense or something. So I didn't know if it will happen or not. And then Keshava Swami said, why you don't come around? Just see what happens. And he saw me and said, Ram, come in. And different things. But he gave me some instructions. They're very personal, but one thing, what he said, because I didn't know what should I say. I see this person, what is very important for me for the last time in this life. And I said, Maharaj, I wanna thank you. And as Gomohan said, Maharaj didn't like when one comes too formal or something like that. I said, no, Ram, don't thank me. I thank you. I thank you for you. He said, no, Maharaj, please, I want to thank you. And Maharaj said, if you say again, thank you, I will slam you with my shoe. And sure enough, I said, Maharaj, thank you. And he took, in this moment, he was very, very weak already. He could hardly move everything because became difficult. And in three times, he actually said to me, we're running out of steam. So, but he crept, and I said, March, no, I want to thank you. He crept his shoe, and took it and BAM! Slammed it on my head. And again I said, Maharaj, thank you. And BAM! Again. And sure enough, a third time, I said, thank you, Maharaj. And BAM! He fell on my head. So that was his special blessings upon me. And he is a great inspiration for, there's different generations of devotees coming up, and some devotees who got a good fortune to grew up in Krishna consciousness where Indra was still alive. You go to Vrindavan, you see Indra, and it's kind of it's so ingrained in the devotional, in the life of this generation, what grew up with our Indra. Same in the generation we grew up with Kadamba Swami, and so he has such a great impact. And as I said, I had so many really personal occasions where I spoke to him, where I served him, and where I and he always treated me like a friend, really like a well-wishing friend. And so there's not a single day I don't think on Maharaj. Yeah. His Holiness Kanana Swami Ki Jai. May he continue to be in our lives. Wasn't it?
Everything. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I would like to. Gaur Mohan, he said one thing which I can respond to, is that Maharaj, he was very informal in his dealings, and at the same time it did not cover his pure Krishna consciousness. I remember that once I had a little association, and then he just talked about anything, but I noticed how I felt like whatever he says, it's within the Bhagavatam. It's whatever he speaks, it's connected with Krishna, and it feels like that. Whatever he tells, it always feels like hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, not intellectually, but from the heart, and and also that seeming casuality, it never covered his service attitude. It never covered his great attentiveness to people. So, and Maharaji was always interested in that, in relationships with people. Actually, he said that his favorite book is the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the book he likes second was Nectar of Devotion, because both of those books, they are very much related to the topic of rasa, of relationships. So Maharaji was always very much driven by an interest in spiritual relationships, in pure relationships, loving relationships, and we experience that, and that is our great challenge to digest also that ultimately there's a command to rise up to the same level. So and then it's the spiritual level. Maharaj, whenever Maharaj was around, it felt like we're in Vrindavan. We're in Vrindavan because Maharaj, he's a real Brajbasi. He will not show that so easily, but underneath his external behavior, there's a resident of Vrindavan, someone who has become a resident of Vrindavan in consciousness and also in service. And that is something to be discovered. So in that sense, Maharaj is also a very mysterious personality. He's much more than he looks like. And in Bhagavatam, in 11th canto, it just makes me think of Maharaj that in 11th canto, Krishna is telling Uddhava that amongst what is that? Means of secrecy, there is not only silence, that he will tell Arjuna, but to Uddhava he's also saying that, how to say? Not like meaningless talking is also a means of secrecy. So Maharaj expertly understood to always appear less deep than he is and less completely spiritual than he is. So, but at the same time, one will always experience the benefit of his association, more or less consciously. So now we are physically without, but that is also just another very important instruction to us, and another way how he is teaching us to relate to him properly, spiritually. And then also we may come to Vrindavan soon. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Kanana Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. I don't have any stories to relate, but I just wanted to say, because I know Manju doesn't want to say anything. And I know there was one time when Maharaj was leaving, and he said he wants some road snacks, and he said, I was like, okay, we can make some things. A few of us were a bit busy, and I said, yeah, Manju's very stressed out because some life changes are happening in her life, and she might not be able to do it. And I said, no. She likes to cook for me, so make sure she cooks. I like her cooking, and she can make as many snacks as she wants, because she likes service. One thing she's attached to service, and she's on the right path. Yes, we all have mistakes and all have errors, but she has the right attachment to service. So he encouraged me to ask her to make some road snacks, and he was just so appreciative even of my cooking. I can't cook, and I remember he was on a new diet that he had very low iron. At one point it was 6 and he still went on Harinam, and the normal for a man is supposed to be 13 and above, and his was at 6. And he's like, I feel a bit tired. I'm like, how are you walking around with this? You need a transfusion. And he's like, no, it's okay, I just changed my diet a little bit. So I made him a beetroot sabji. And he looked at me and he's like, oh my God, you want me to eat this? I was like, yes, doctor's orders. And he ate it, and he's like, I must say, I don't really like this. But usually he's like always just accepting everything, and so humble. I realized like he really taught me how to be a parent and how to be accepting to everybody, because he was so tolerant of me, and sometimes he knew such errors and mistakes of disciples, and he said, he just would say, don't do it again. He would never chastise, he would never like, why did you do that? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's just, he wouldn't go into all of those cycles, and I think it's the same with the way I bring up Gita. It's just like, okay, instead of why did you drop that? Like, okay, don't do it again. It's so hard, but he was like such a good example of being a parent and a father to us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. Anyone else wants to say something?
Hare Krishna. I don't know if you noticed the last Vyasa Puja he had, the big one was here in Simhachalam, and nobody knew, but he knew that he's ill, and it's not anymore long, and Gokula and me were serving him on the meadow outside on the prasadam, and because Maharaj usually after the whole Vyasa Puja thing he likes to retreat and just be for himself or so. So we arranged that he can sit there, but because he wanted to sit especially with the devotees. And then he asked that everybody take his maha. It was like wow, why? And then he ate. He said, "Bring me more cake, bring me more cake." And then did everybody get? And he asked like 3-4 times, and I really ate so much cake. I was amazed. But I could see he was really trying to really bless everybody, or to give as much as he could. Before he's leaving, because he knows like afterwards they might regret, we might not have taken enough, might not have appreciated it enough. There was just a little symbol, but I could see that he's really fighting to give, it's like pushing us to accept what he's giving us. And in Vrindavan, then the last days, it was it was very powerful, because we were sitting. I was asked to take photos and videos how he's passing. That was his last order. He said like, Gormahan, I want thousands of photos. And so we were ready, because this day we got this new, okay, it might happen today. And then we did everything ready. We were in the hallway. We couldn't enter the apartment, but we were sitting there. And then we were chanting, and we were like, what's happening inside? And but then in one point it's like, okay, now it's getting really serious, and people should come in and start chanting. And then Bhakti Vringa Govinda Maharaj was there. He wanted Maharaj to sing the last kirtan, and he was there singing for Kadamba Maharaj, and it was such an intense mood. Everybody was focused, and it was like, it was very vibrant. When Maharaj is around, it's like always has a special smell, always has this mood. You feel uplifted immediately. But the whole room was like that. But not only that, it was like, felt surreal. It's like what is happening in this small apartment in a little flat in Vrindavan somewhere. It's like such a magical moment. You're stepping into into something. You're a witness of a rare occasion. And we were sitting we were sitting first, and then and then it became more intense, and it's like they made a sign like louder. It's becoming, we were coming closer, so everybody stood up, and we were all chanting, and it was like, we could little bit see him and how he was, lying there, and then it was the last moments, and then we were, everybody was a big uproar, and we were like chanting, and it was so powerful, and it was so peaceful, because we all were taking circles, so we were running in circles in front of the door, so everybody could see, because the room was too full, everybody wanted to see. So and one moment, because you didn't notice now, is he breathing, is he not breathing, has he passed, is he still around? But one moment, I at least, but I think also others just felt okay, he's just, the energy just like dropped in one moment. It's like he has passed, he has gone, and then so he just left, and but it was amazing to see him. And afterwards, also the next day when we had the Samadhi procession to take him, he was like so peaceful. I've never seen such a peaceful person, because funny enough, like as a photographer, I always try to catch Maharaj in a peaceful mood. You know, like when he's on the Vyasa-san, like smiling, like an exemplary guru, you know, I always try to catch him in such a mood, but he was never in such a mood. He was always smiling, talking, singing, and I never really could make a photo where he's like very peaceful and just completely absorbed. But in this last Samadhi, when he was in his body, he was finally with Krishna. What he has always wanted, he achieved it. And and he had sung, he had shouted for Krishna for his whole life. That was his ambition. Therefore, he's like, he always says like, peacock. I'm a peacock for Krishna, and I think it's actually very true. And it's more than true. It's like I think he himself has he revealed actually to us that he thinks he might be a peacock in the spiritual world and sing for Krishna. He wants to go there and continue singing for the Lord. Kanana Maharaj ki jai.
He told me in the last darshan, he said, my name is Peacock.
Thank you, Omahan, for sharing this intimate moments with us. Yeah, actually, a few days ago, I heard somewhere peacock stands for resurrection, to go to the heavenly kingdom. It's a symbol of going, for the Christians, I think. You mentioned Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Shimate Kadamba Kanana Swami Tinamine. That Maharaj is a father to all of us. Recently I read from Bhaktivinoda Thakur commentary, and he said, you shouldn't see the spiritual master just as some sadhu or some saint and approach him in distance and awe and reverence. You should first of all see the spiritual master as a friend. He's the true friend. And I wrote this in the Vyasa Puja offering to Maharaj, because I felt like he would like this idea. He hated me coming like, Maharaj, and I paid obeisances, and then one time he shouted at me, you paid obeisances 3 times a day, and now the whole day you come like this, stop it now. He never liked it if you approach him all the time like this humbleness, and it was maybe not genuine, it was just, okay, you have to be humble now. He wanted to be our friend, our guidance, our well-wisher, our father, spiritual master. When Gita was born, we were so afraid to bring her to him, because he was here in this time, because he once mentioned, everyone reads the books course in the morning, Vedasara, such and such books, and this is Prabhu 100 books and 50 books, and then Kanana Swami fed 10 newborn babies with sweet rice. And then we were a little bit like shy, okay, maybe we shouldn't bring Gita, but after 2 days he wrote, what the hell is wrong with you guys? You wait for the baby the whole time, you never show up. You just live around the corner, you could have at least come and I want to see the darshan of the baby. And we were so embarrassed, and we brought Gita, and so he liked children very much. In the last moment, when I last time met him in Vrindavan, we had 1 hour left before our taxi came to go to the airport. So I hope to see him on the last day, because 3 days before I couldn't manage to see him. And Doshani was not with me, and I was alone, and I had to pick something up from the pharmacy, so I had a few minutes left to see Maharaj, and I went in the room, and he was in the toilet or showering. It took long, and already my clock was ticking. I had to leave, and the servant said, no, wait 1 more minute, he will come. I said, no, I have to go. And then the moment I wanted to leave, I stood up, and then he came out, and I felt so relieved because I thought like when I leave now, I can't see him anymore. It's like the last time was really intense, and yeah. And then I said, Maharaj, I will pray for you. And then he said, stop it now. I said, I'm the spiritual master. I pray for you. You don't need to pray for me. He said, I'm fine. I'm in Vrindavan. Like look at your own life. Grihastha now. So many responsibilities. I'm the well-wisher. I pray for you. And I thanked him for everything and paid my obeisances, and then asked him if I can touch his feet and put his foot in front of me. And he said, bring Maha, bring Maha. Then Nita brought some Mahaprasadam for me. And when I left, when I closed the door, like I didn't know what to do because last time I looked. And I felt like crying, but I couldn't cry because I had to go to the pharmacy and load the car and everything. And so I could never let it out somehow. And it went so far, I got completely sick in the airplane. I was like sick, I had fever, I was shaking, and hot, cold flashes. And then I told Toshani how I feel, and I could cry. And then finally, the fever went immediately away. Just telling this because it's sometimes good to let your emotions out, especially if it's connected with the spiritual master. So I was also happy that Gorman could share his moments, and yeah, really touched my heart. I don't want to say much more because it's 2 o'clock. I just want to play something, 2 minutes. After he left this world, Shimanshari, she had a performance last Gopunima, and that day actually I felt he will leave. I was so sure he will leave on Gopunima. Like obviously Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then she played this song, and she danced here in the temple, and like everyone was crying. It was very intense. And after he left, like for a few days and weeks, I had this song in my head, and then somebody told me, your guru wants to tell you something, you need to listen to him. And I was like, okay, what he wants to tell me. And then I was thinking about what he wants to tell me, and I hear this song the whole time. And I think all his instructions, everything we need to know for our life is in this song. And I use it as an alarm clock nowadays and to remember every day. So I will just play it shortly. And all of you probably know the song, but maybe we can meditate shortly about this meaning.
Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam. Kalo nastiva, 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 gatiranyata.
So then I ask Kadamba, Kanana Maharaj ki. Thank you everyone for joining. It was nice to share this auspicious day and moment for us. Because we say auspicious because Maharaj is with Krishna and he guides us still. He's still with us in his lectures and memories, and kirtans. So in his book, Forever Present, mentioned today. And now he gave us, with his mercy, we can also have today a nice prasadam feast. He left us last instruction how to feast and feed the devotees nicely. So I hope you enjoy. And you can enjoy, it's allowed to enjoy with spiritual souls and honor the prasadam, honor Maharaj in that way. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We're singing at 12:30.
We not disciples, we don't.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Shimate. Aber man fängt eigentlich von oben nach unten an jetzt, oder? Zuerst. Von Kadamba zu Prabhupada. Und dann höre ich bei Prabhupada auf oder bei... Nur von Maharaj, okay. Okay, ja. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Shimate Kadamba Kanana Swami Iti Namine Gaura Kripam Prapto Vraje Maya Priya Prabhupada Priya Lokam Payaniti Anivartitam Esha Pushpanjali. Jai. Ja, bitte. Okay. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Kadamba Kanana Swami Iti Namine Gaura Kripam Prapto Vraje Maya Pure Priya Prabhupada Priya Lokam Payanti Anivartitam Esha Pushpanjali Nama Jai. Jetzt kommt das dritte Mal. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shimate Kadamba Kanana Swami Iti Namine Gaura Kripam Prapto Vraje Maya Pure Priya Prabhupada Priya Lokam Payanti Anivartitam Esha Pushpanjali Kadamba Rajake Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Bol. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.